actually of any veracity. Okay?
Who noted that iron is the most common nutrient deficiency in the world.
There you go. Okay? The most common thing that people are short of in their diets is iron. Despite the fact that iron is one of the most common elements in the crust of the earth, there is no shortage of iron on the planet. It's not a rare mineral or a rare element by any stretch of the imagination. The issue with iron, Chris, is that its bioavailability, its ability to be absorbed and used by the human body in its elemental forms is very, very low. Very low indeed. And if the iron is not biochelated to a protein known as heme, as in heme iron, the form that you find in animal flesh, not only is it not bioavailable, particularly, it is also, in its elemental form, highly toxic to human beings. So the fact that iron deficiency is the most common deficiency in the world, in modern society, is actually a result, Chris, of people failing to consume sufficient meat, specifically red meat, because they are told by buffoons like you, Chris, that red meat is somehow going to kill them when it isn't. Somehow it's bad for them when it isn't. They should avoid it when they shouldn't. And in fact, they should munch on a bunch of plants, which also they should not do, in fact, Chris, whatsoever. The other reason for iron deficiency, if people are not avoiding meat specifically, is that they are simply not eating enough because they can't afford to get it or access it in many places in the world. Okay, so this video that Chris has made here is all about how iron is toxic in the form that we're actually supposed to consume it, in its non-toxic form, in fact, the heme form, and how that is somehow a great, huge risk to us, rather than getting safe and effective iron, he says, from plants, the very form that is, in fact, unavailable, the very form that is, in fact, toxic to us. In other words, this is a bloke talking about something he knows absolutely nothing about, completely outside of his lane, and getting it completely 180 degrees out of phase with reality, thus providing misanthropic disinformation to an echo chamber of buffoons who just love it because that's exactly what they want to hear. Their confirmation bias wants to hear that heme iron is toxic somehow and that iron should be derived from plants in its elemental form. Well, no, Chris, sorry about that. Wrong.
Especially in developing countries, one sentence really caught my attention.